Ah shit. Hito Nasu is back, baby. Let's
Hito Nasu
go.
is back.
Yes,
Hello
sir.
and welcome back, everybody. This is the Hito Nasu gang. Back
Yeah.
with another episode, back with another session. My brain is empty, but we are gonna get into some content. Obviously,
Yes, sir.
coming back. So we've been gone for a little while. That's a given. But
It's
you
like,
know what?
yeah.
We're trying to chill. We're trying to do, we have all of our personal stuff around us. But, right now we just have a blessing of a time to make an episode. And here we are trying to make entertainment just for you.
Yeah, well said, Pes. Like the past couple of days, I've been going through a lot of what's it called personal shit that I had to deal with. But now, since that has gone out of the way, it's like a reoccurring thing with Hito Nasu. I see. Like we take like a lot of hiatuses, but I apologize for that. Apologize to my friends and family that keeps on asking me, "When's the podcast? When's the podcast?" Blah blah blah. But then, personal reasons aside, we're back right now, and that's all that matters. And we're here to provide you content, as best said, and hopefully we get the ball running. And today, today's topic is something that I've been always wanting to talk about. As our horror space, as our, like, me and Pes
Yes,
are so
sir.
into our fucking unsolved mysteries, horror stuff. And like as we said with the night corner, we're gonna continue this is like our niche.
Exactly.
This is what
That's
Hito
our niche.
Nasu is as well. It's like where me and Pes like met because of horror. Like we wanted to start this podcast because of horror, because of watching a horror movie. Like so now I feel like it's like in tune what Hito Nasu is with the night corner stuff. And don't get me wrong, we'll do other Hito Nasu stuff as well. But this baby is our main thing.
We're
And
finally kind of settling our foot into what Hitonasu, you know,
guys,
officially and initially is.
what a way to fucking do it, because we have a banger of a case to talk about. And yes, before we start, I think after watching a lot of podcasts and whatnot, I'm obliged to say this. Um, so the topics that we're going to talk about are garnered from websites. Sometimes the next few episodes, I garnered some stuff from Reddit as well, from our source materials and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully, what's it called, we're getting our sources from credible stuff as well. And if it's not credible, I'll let you know when it comes to Reddit. But today we got some sources from a credible website, which is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but we'll get into that later. But before that, like, Fess, I got a question, man. Like a morbid question, just to get the
Jimmy.
ball running.
Morbid?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It
Dang, you're
gotta be.
throwing the ball. You're not rolling the ball. You're throwing it at my
But,
face right now.
hey, you know what? Let's just do it quick. Like, what do you think you'll get into prison for, Lamau?
Oh, a prison?
Yeah, just answer the question. Or
Dang.
do you want me to answer first?
Maybe I would damn. What would I do to get to prison? You know what? Actually, in the midst of our history from Sip and Talk to Hitonasu, I think there's, fair shares of sentences that would make me end up in prison already. So, that's up to you and the audiences who've listened to the podcast for the amount of time that we've been doing this. But if I were to think, I you know what, I don't want to give a morbid reason, um, because it'll reflect my personality.
I like that.
But I don't know. I think like maybe get. I don't think you'll get into prison just for a fight. Probably like I need to murder somebody or something, and then
You'd be
get
surprised.
charged.
Fights will lead you to go to prison. Like, not,
Or maybe defamation.
or like jail time or something, like, you're not actually going to
Yeah,
prison, but you're.
yeah, but like jail is like jail. Prison is like
Yeah, true.
don't drop the soap kind of rules. So,
I should have rephrased my question a bit better. I'm sorry about that.
yeah,
But yeah, was it defamation?
yeah, defamation maybe. I don't
Damn,
know.
damn. I could
I might get
actually,
framed.
I could actually see that. For me,
What do you mean? Actually, see that.
I'm kidding. But for me, I'll keep it really simple. I see myself getting into a fight in a, let's say, in a bar or in McDonald's, I guess. Like
I
you
think
know,
like prison is like for murders and stuff. No.
I'm not sure how to term that.
If you're just like in a bar fight, I think you just go to jail and then
Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
know what?
bail you out.
Arrested. There you go. How would you get arrested? For me, it would be in a fight. Let's say either
Yeah,
in a
arrested is easy.
yeah,
I can just kick somebody's shop window or something.
but it's actually if you would do it or not. So I
Okay.
wanted to find out. So like for me, it would be getting into a fast food fight for some reason.
Fast food fight.
Imagine me fighting in our local otakos. You know, like hey, that's my otakos that you took just
Nah,
now.
bro, you won't fight because the boss is scary.
Oh yeah,
You know
facts, bro, facts. Yeah,
you won't even get arrested. You'll be beaten up by the
oh, you know what?
boss.
You've you never spit facts in real life, and this is one thing I agree with you. Facts. Yeah,
Oh,
I think, but it still would be a fight, cause like
yeah,
I
yeah,
was this
yeah.
close of getting arrested once, but I was let off the hook, and it was due to a very childish fight. And I do not condone any violence, please. I'm just what's it called? We're just asking questions and chilling by ourselves. So yeah, wow, that was a really good. That was really good. Defamation
It
and
was a it was, it
and
was a good start, but like, there's no specific reason to my defamation. But yeah.
I mean,
Bar fights and defamation. That's what will get us arrested.
yo, that's a good way to start off our
True.
first ever major walking case.
Do you
And
think we would ever
oh shit, I was about.
like speed run? Who can get arrested first?
Please, guys, do not ever do something like this ever in your life. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah, don't
point.
do that.
There's no point getting. Yeah,
This is like a theoretical prank talk.
I
Like, what would
mean,
you do if we did like a speed run?
okay, so I have a really good answer to this because, like,
Okay.
I was watching Impulsive podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I saw Roman Atwood getting on there, and he did the prank, the prank stuff like all the YouTubers did back in those days, and it was
Mm.
really amazing. But I believe it was said that he was a trendsetter when it came to pranking the police. So if I were to do like, let's say, a version of Roman Atwood's ATM robbery, something like stealing an ATM machine, I think
Yeah.
that's my speedrun ticket to jail. And funnily enough, they had a court proceedings of that. Oh shit, yeah, that would be my speedrun way, pranking the police. If I was a fucking daredevil, but I condone everyone
Right.
not to do this. This is just a theoretical question, and we're just answering for the fun. What about you, Pes?
I don't know why, but I just have the urge to come to a police station and purposely fart in one of the officers' face.
Hmm. They would just
And then,
look at you silly and.
yeah, no, they would be offended. And then I'm like, you know, hey. And then they'll just like, you know what? Fuck you. Here's a coffee. You'll be in jail for the night.
I like that. I like that. You know
And
what?
then I'll just call you. I was like, why are you in jail? I farted on an
I'm
officer.
like, you can stay there as long as you want, buddy. That's your fucking fault. But yeah, that would be weird. I think, whatever we say, I think someone has done it already. Imagine someone going
Yeah.
to a police station and farting. I'm pretty sure 7 billion people in this world, one guy would have thought about this situation of farting in a police station, I guess.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, true. But yeah, you know what? That was really good. Very good burning question to start off. Our first ever major investigation on one of the biggest cases of all time, and how I started watching some video essays on this like long time ago as well. And today we are actually talking about the Alcatraz escape.
Alkawa?
Oof. Alcatraz. I'm pretty sure you've heard of this because this is the most
Yeah.
famous case known everywhere. I'm pretty sure our audience as well knows about this case. So hopefully we do it justice, and we're gonna give our own take in this, and hopefully you guys are strapped in, ready. Get your hot chocolate, get your coffee, get your tea, whatever, get some water as well. Stay hydrated. And without further ado, guys. Oh wait, let me change the ambience for a second. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, the creepy music is on. Ooh. All right, Bess. I
All
believe
right.
you can take it off.
Okay. All right. Let's start off. Alcatraz. Do you know Alcatraz? Alcatraz. Today we're gonna talk about the prison. The biggest prison, the most cold and solitude of prisons, the prisons of prisons, called Alcatraz, and we're gonna read about the Alcatraz escape.
Hi, this is Editing Pass, and before we get into the juicy stuff, I want to talk to you about today's video sponsor, Vibe. If you don't know what Vibe is, it's an exclusive local streetwear brand that focuses on the storytelling manifesto in Brunei. Every design is made with inspirations of different kinds of aesthetics that consist specific stories revolving around those designs. If you're a local or a resident, maybe even a visitor of Brunei, you can check out Vibe's online shop and Instagram at vibe.b.arts for past previous designs and also upcoming designs that will come out later this year. Lastly, I want to talk about their new exclusive upcoming bag release designed with a hand-drawn print called Dream Lake. Doesn't matter if you're a fashionista, a student, bedroom podcasters, subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy Hito Nasu. It'll mean the world to us, no payment whatsoever. It's free! Or maybe any other types of pedestrians who likes to bring out their aesthetic personalities outside or even inside. The new Dream Lake bag might just be for you, so be on the lookout at once again vibe.b.arts and Instagram for whoever's in Brunei. Now let's get you back to the video.
Let's start it off. Alcatraz escape. In its heyday, it was the ultimate maximum security prison. There you go. That's the start of the headline. Now, located on a lonely island in the middle of San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz, aka The Rock, had held captives since the Civil War. But it was in 1934, the high point of a major war on crime, that Alcatraz was refortified into the world's most secure prison. Its eventual inmates included dangerous public enemies like Al Capone and our favorite devil rapper, George Machine Gun Kelly, criminals who had a history of escapes, and the occasional odd characters like the infamous Birdman of Alcatraz. In the 1930s, Alcatraz was already a forbidding place, surrounded by the cold, rough waters of the Pacific. The redesign included tougher iron bars, a series of strategically positioned guard towers, and strict rules, including a dozen checks a day of the prisoners. Escape seemed near impossible. Despite the odds, from 1934 until the prison was closed in 1963, 36 men tried 14 separate escapes. Nearly all were caught or didn't survive the attempt. The fate of three particular inmates, however, remains a mystery to this day. Here is their story. That is for this section. Now let's talk about our opinions, our thoughts. Mama, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, so like Alcatraz was always known as a prison that's impossible to escape. And we're gonna get into the story, right? And like one thing that caught my attention when Pes was reading was aka The Rock. And it actually makes sense because if you guys have a bit of a time, you can Google the Alcatraz prison and the aerial view that you can see. It does look like a rock, you know, it's secluded.
Yeah.
Alcatraz looks so secluded. It's like it's not in the middle of the ocean, but to me, if you take an aerial view, it looks like you're in the middle of the ocean. And excuse me for that.
It looked
Yeah.
like the desert for me at first. And I'm just like when I read like when it was surrounded by water, I was like, oh, okay. It's in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, and like back then I found out like oh shit, like I was hearing about Al Capone without knowing who ever Al Capone was. I'm pretty sure everyone now knows who Al Capone was, but back then when they used to tell me about Al Capone, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I think I was around 14 or 15 when they were telling me about this, and then I found out who he is, and like holy shit, this prison held a lot of notorious criminals, and like Oof, we're gonna get into a lot of things about it. So, these are my opinions. Do you have anything else to add on this?
Mm, I'm just weirded out why Machine Gun Kelly was in there.
George Machine Gun Kelly. Not sure about that one. Let me let me
I might have to.
let me do a fact check real quick.
My guy was in Alcatraz. Was he visiting or was he like an inmate? That's so weird. Damn. It's Rap Devil, Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh shit.
What do you
So,
do?
ah, he spent 17 years on Alcatraz as inmate number 117, working in the prison industries, continuing to boast and exaggerate his past escapes and was quietly transferred back to Leavenworth. George, is this?
What?
No. Okay.
So he's just doing it for clout?
No. I'm sorry. I think this is a different person.
Really?
George Kelly Barnes. You can do your check right now.
But what is it?
Okay.
It's MGK.
I'm not sure about this. Wait, what is...
That's not MGK.
No, that's not MGK, guys. Sorry.
Okay,
You.
it's not MGK.
Yeah, it's George Machine Gun Kelly. He died. He transferred back to Leavenworth in 1951. He then
Okay.
died of a heart attack in 1954. This is the most stupidest moment we ever had in Hito Nasu, and I'm glad our audience is here to hear that. If you do, please clip it. And this is
You
basically
know what?
your two detectives being stupid right
Yeah.
now.
This is like someone named Slim Shady and then you thought it was Eminem. But then apparently it was somebody else who was named Slim Shady and not Eminem.
Facts, bro. Legit
Because
facts.
it's literally right there. Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, but they
But
didn't. Okay.
yeah, there's also that odd character called the infamous Birdman of Alcatraz. Like um like Birdman, like the vulture.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, there were the three crazy peoples. Al Capone, basically, like notorious gangster. You
Mm-hmm.
know who Al Capone is, right? I'm pretty sure you do.
I mean, just from the sound of his name,
Yeah,
someone could probably tell.
Scarface. But yeah, anything else, Best, you want to add on?
Nothing else. You can continue with the
All
message.
right, we're gonna talk next about the escapees. So Frank Morris arrived at Alcatraz in January 1960 after convictions for bank robbery, burglary, and other crimes and repeated attempts to escape various prisons. Later that year, a
Man's a
con
workaholic.
facts, bro. Later that year, a convict. Oh, sorry about that. A convict by the name of John Anglin was sent to Alcatraz, followed by his brother Clarence in early 1961. All three knew each other from previous stints in prison. Assigning to adjoining cells, they began hatching a plan to escape. Morris, known for his intelligence, took the lead in the planning. They were aided by another inmate, Alan West. Wow, we. So the three inmates, just to let you know, the escapees are Clarence Anglin, John Anglin, and Frank Morris. Now, what's interesting to me is that they three were in the same prisons like back then. They ended. Wait, sorry. The three were in different prisons, and then they ended up in the same prisons, and they knew each other from previous jobs as well. And like back then, I don't think the gods knew this, right, of how close they were and whatnot. And it's like, shit, it's like the start of a prison escape, and holy shit, that was freaking interesting. And they were assigned to adjoining cells. Damn.
Hmm?
Their plan, like to me, until this day, Pest is gonna get into it, right? But the plan was, it was a good one, and like these three were. This is an unsolved mystery, guys. By the way, so like they were never found, which still interests me until this day. And they were able to escape the impossible. They were able to do the impossible, basically, which is escape the Alcatraz. But yeah, that's all I have for the escapees. Do you have anything else to add on? And by the way, I'm sorry for coughing too much because like I have a bit of the cough right now, so really sorry about that, guys.
Don't worry.
Yeah, do you have anything?
Frank Morris looks like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry about this. So, guys, if you wanna check it out, their pictures are all over the web. But yeah, Frank Morris. Now that Tess mentioned it, does resemble a bit like Frank Sinatra. I don't know why.
Frank Sinatra.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Clarence Anglin.
Hypotheticals?
Is there?
Mystery solved?
Is Frank Morris actually? I'm kidding. No. No. Shit. Pess is putting his detective hat too early. But yeah, John Anglin looks like a Hollywood actor that. What's that guy's name in La La Land? What's his
Ryan
name? Yeah,
Gosling?
he looks like Ryan Gosling a bit.
Really?
I'm sorry, am I
Yeah,
stupid?
maybe, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
He
But
has a rougher chin, I think.
true. But yeah, that's all I have on the escapees. You wanna?
Clarence looked like Clark Kent, like back in the day.
Yeah. Oh wait,
Like old Superman.
like the really, really old Superman.
I think so.
What if he's actually Superman? He's a symbol of hope. Oh my god, I should stop talking.
And escapee is
I
a
should,
single.
I should
The
stop
symbol of
talking.
hope.
So stupid, man. Oh god.
Alright.
But yeah, Pess, you can take this off before we are so more stupid again.
Alright. This section has a headline called Missing. So, on June 12, 1962, the routine early morning bed check turned out to be anything but. Eh? What? The routine early morning bed check turned out to be anything but 3 convicts were not in their cells. John Anglin, his brother Clarence, and Frank Sinatra, I mean Morris,
Oh,
in their beds were clearly. Well, oh my god, man. In their beds were cleverly built dummy heads made of plaster, flesh tone paint, and real human hair that apparently fooled the night guards. The prison went into lockdown, and an intensive search began. So, if you guys, there's supposedly a picture of them on how they faked it, and it actually looked like a real head, like a real person, because they used real hair. It's just they made the figure out of plaster, and then they probably like paint in Alcatraz. I'm not sure, but this is creepy, bro. And I think like this is assigned to how they mentioned Morris, known for his intelligence, took the lead in the planning. So maybe it was like his ingenious trait to make this prop, because it literally looks like a real head to me. But there's this picture where there's a bed, and then how they faked it, like they're sleeping in the cell. It looks kind of too real and too creepy at the same time. It was weird.
yeah, these guys are fucking smart because I'm pretty sure it took them a long ass time to do this. We'll find out soon enough how long that they took to piece
I
the
mean, they
plan
have
together.
experience.
Like, holy shit, man. Like, okay, guys, as Bess said, if you Google the pictures of how they faked, what's it called? Escaping and whatnot, a lot of pictures are out there on the website. And for the next episodes or like future episodes, I will try to show. If we're looking at a picture, I'll try to show it on our screen. For now, we don't have that, so yeah. But holy shit, they are fucking smart. Flesh tone paint, human hair, and like Bess said, like the picture is creepy, and it's like kind of creeping me out right now. It's like 1:30 a.m. right now, and I'm looking at this creepy head just staring right at me, and it would honestly it would fool me and Bess as well if we were night gods as well. So they did really well. They fooled the night corner. So yeah, That's all I have for the missing. Shit.
You want to continue?
Sure, sure, sure. So, continuing on. So, gathering the clues, right? They were notified immediately and asked for help. And their office in San Francisco set leads for all offices nationwide to check for any records on the missing prisoners and on their previous escape attempts. All three had made them. They also interviewed the relatives of the men and compiled all their identification records and asked boat operators in the bay to be on the lookout for debris. Within 2 days, sorry about that, a packet of letters sealed in rubber and related to the men was recovered. Later, some paddle like pieces of wood and bits of rubber in a tube were found in the water. A homemade life vest was also discovered washed up on Cronkite Beach, but extensive searches did not turn up any other items in the area. Again, we're looking at two pictures right here, which is a homemade paddle and one of the life vests made by the inmates. And to me, like, holy shit, like them making.
These three guys have been in different prisons and different jails many, many times and tried to attempt to escape. And, up to a point where they were put into Alcatraz, but that didn't stop them because they're used to it. They probably know how to make connections, they probably know how to do handicrafts or how to steal stuff when nobody's looking at. And I feel like whatever you want to do, if these guys try hard enough, whether you like it or not, they probably did escape. We just don't know if they actually succeed to,
Mm,
swim into a land, or like only one of them survive, or like, they betrayed each other in the end, something like that. But I'm mostly just impressed by, how like difficult it was being in Alcatraz. And I feel like there's always 24/7 patrols or like
uh,
dozens of checkups, and then you have to be discreet, you have to like blend in and then make all of these handicrafts whatsoever, hide it from them. It's just like mind blowing. It's like, playing Hitman for years.
and these guys, like, while watching the movies and the documentaries, like, if I'm not mistaken, all these three were really cunning at what they do. You know, when I say cunning, as Best said, like, they've been in prisons for a long time as well. They know the craft, they know everything. Even though if it's a different prison with different rules, these guys are cunning and they will come up with a lot of ways to, like, persuade, manipulate, whatnot, act as friends, which we found out on other episodes when we did about Hito Nasu. Like, these are cases of these men and they were really good at it. And what a shame, their brains like this could have been put into other use, but oof, history, they made history basically. One of
Yeah,
the
I mean,
three
if they
to
didn't do it,
yeah, we
that's
wouldn't
not
be
that's
talking about it,
crazy.
right?
Exactly.
Facts, facts,
Yeah.
facts. Amazing,
This is
amazing.
just new game plus to them.
Legit, legit, bro. It's new game plus. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the next headline. It's piecing together the plan.
Yes,
Ooh.
sir.
So, as the days went by, the FBI, the Coast Guard, Bureau of Prison Authorities, and others began to find more evidence and piece together the ingenious escape plan by Morris and the gang. Damn, that's like saying um Alvin and the Chipmunks.
It basically is kind of like that, right? They're
Yeah,
the penguins from Madagascar, bro. Legit.
right. Um, we were aided They were aided by inmate Alan West, who didn't make it out of his cell in time and began providing us with information. Here's what we learned. The group had begun laying plans the previous December when one of them came across some old saw blades. Using crude tools, including a homemade drill made from the motor of a broken vacuum cleaner. Oh, wow.
Wow.
The plotters each loosened the air vents at the back of their cells by painstakingly drilling closely spaced holes around the cover so the entire section of the wall could be removed. Once through, they hit the holes with whatever they could, a suitcase, a piece of cardboard, etc. Behind the cells was a common, unguarded utility corridor. They made their way down this corridor and climbed to the roof of their cell block inside the building,
Mhm.
where they set up a secret workshop. Okay, so basically their hideout. Huh. Now,
Mhm.
there, taking turns keeping watch for the guards in the evening before the last count, see the crude periscope they constructed for the lookouts. They used a variety of stolen and donated materials to build and hide what they needed to escape. More than 50 raincoats that they stole or gathered were turned into makeshift perseveres,
Preservers.
preservers. Oh my god, I'm sorry. And a 6 by 14-foot rubber raft. Oh, okay. So it's made out of raincoats. Damn.
Mhm.
The seams carefully stitched together and vulcanized by the hot steam pipes in the prison. Wow, these guys are just
No.
mad.
Yup. Holy
Damn,
shit.
everyone just became mad MacGyver. Straight up.
My brain,
The,
bro.
the idea came from magazines that were found in the prisoner cells. Damn, the adaptations, man.
Mhm.
They also built together. Oh, wait, sorry. They also built wooden paddles and converted a musical instrument into a tool to inflate the raft. At the same time, they were looking for a way out of the building. The ceiling was a good 30 feet high, but using a network of pipes, they climbed up and eventually pried open the ventilator at the top of the shaft. At the shaft, oh my god, I can't read anymore. I'm just like too impressed thinking about what they're doing right now. They kept it in place temporarily by fashioning a fake bolt out of soap. Ooh, okay. Any
Damn.
thoughts?
Any thoughts? It's like this is I'm trying to find what you've read. Where is that? The music. Yeah. How the fuck you like use a convert a musical instrument into a tool to inflate the raft?
I think it's a flute, and then
Uh,
you can make it
yeah,
like,
maybe. But
yeah,
I'm sorry, I wouldn't have thought of this. Like I'm just astounded by how they did everything. They had a hideout, and it's making me remember the movie a lot. And when I think when they say donated materials, I feel like the whole prison was kind of in on this. Yo, if in the comments you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I legit forgot about the movie so much. Like, shit, they were really smart. Like, stealing more than 50, what's it called? More than 50 raincoats, like, and make it into a life preserver. Like, Jesus.
yeah,
Holy shit, man. These guys were really notorious for their smart brains. I'm trying to find what else caught my attention. Hmm. Like how like one thing like is I have to do some research later is like how did they get some old saw blades? The first point that you read, Bess.
yeah. I think like
Was
you
it
know
from
how
one
in
of the
prisons like they have those camps or like they have work to do, and I
yeah, yeah,
think like
yeah.
yeah, there's probably like storages and whatnot, and one of them like saw is like, oh, those are
Hmm.
unused stuff, so they probably like try to hit it, try to use them, and just try to hide it so that they can bring it to their cells and whatnot. In the article, you can actually see the ventilation in the cell.
Yeah.
It's really small, like 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 actually small. The sink is basically like if you spread both of your hands together and then try to connect it and then spread your hands together. That's almost like how big it is. And the ventilation being that much of a width, Imagine like a whole man trying to squeeze himself into that small hole of just the width of you spreading the two of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. And then they found where they hid, or like they do their things in the steam pipes, whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually a big room, and then the fact that they can fit all of those things in there, that's just like Dexter Laboratory type shit. They were genius, but like, damn.
Geniuses, legit. I'm still astounded by the fucking shit that they came up with. Like they
Yeah.
found an unguarded corridor, bro, in that fucking prison itself. That makes you question: was it actually like guarded that well?
Yeah.
So,
I
but
think this is like this, steam pipe rooms.
yeah,
That's usually like locked from the outside. So probably like nobody's in there to check anyways.
hmm. True, true, true. But that was pretty sick what they did.
Yeah.
All
Damn.
right, now we're gonna talk about their escape. So, on the evening of June 11th, they were ready to go west, though did not have his ventilator's grill completely removed and was actually left behind. The three others got into the corridor, gathered their gear, climbed up and out through the ventilator, and got onto the prison roof. Then they shimmied down the bakery smokestack. Ouch. At the rear of the cell house, climbed over the fence, and snuck to the northeast shore of the island and launched their raft. Sorry about that, guys. But this just goes to show that, holy shit, it's crazy what they did. And on that day of escape, actually, West was left behind. And obviously, there are pictures as well, which you can find online. And yeah, like this was the day when they made their escape. Now, Bess, could you tell us what happens next?
All right. Now this will be the last paragraph or the last headline of the mystery. Well, the case basically. So, the last headline, the mystery continues. What happened next remains a mystery. Did they make it across the bay, get to Angel Island, and then cross Raccoon Strait into County as planned? Or did the wind and waves get the better of them? Plenty of people have gone to great lengths to prove that the men could have survived, but the question remains, did they? Our investigation at the time concluded otherwise for the following reasons. Now, so there's basically a few clues, not clues, but hypothetical cases they might have survived and such. So right now I'm just gonna read how they would try to prove on their survivability or not survivability. So so first of all, by crossing the bay. Yes, youngsters have made the more than mile-long swim from Alcatraz to Angel Island, but with the strong currents and frigid bay water, the odds were clearly against these men. Second point, 3. If by land. The plan, according to our prison informant, was to steal clothes and a car once on land, but we never uncovered any thefts like this despite the high profile nature of the case. That was the second. Third, family ties. If the escapees had help, we couldn't substantiate it. The families appeared unlikely to even have the financial means to provide any real support. Now, the last point of these alleged proofs,
Is proof.
missing in action. For the 17 years we worked on the case, no credible evidence emerged to suggest the men were still alive, either in the US or overseas. Lastly, the FBI officially closed its case on December 31st, 1979, and turned over responsibility to the U.S. Marshal Service, which continues to investigate in the unlikely event the trio is still alive. There you go. That is our case for today.
Okay, and so just to wipe off any what's it called, confusion, when Pest says we or we couldn't
Yeah,
substantiate it,
that's the
this is
FBI.
this is based on the FBI's article on the case we have today. And holy
Hmm.
shit, there you go. That's our first ever case known as the Alcatraz Prison Escape, and one of my favorite cases that actually got me into what's it called, watching video essays on unsolved mysteries and whatnot. I'm pretty sure this was one of my first unsolved mystery cases, and
Right.
what a moment it is for me because this is Hito Nasu's Night Corner's first ever unsolved mystery case, I guess, because the men were never found and like shit.
What do you think?
I was just about to ask you that question, but if you ask me, what do I think? Lol, I'm lost. Like, I honestly think that they drowned, you know?
Mm.
The currents that day was extremely strong, and the raft that they made, I don't know, could sustain the heavy waves caused on
But
that
they
day.
weren't swimming.
They were in a raft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. The raft would have like
But they
fallen.
found a paddle.
They did, but like the currents were still strong, and with a paddle or with a raft, you could still get overthrown if the current is strong, right? So that's what I think, that they actually drowned and the current took them away.
Mm.
But what do you think, Pes? Let me hear it.
I'd say it's 50-50 because they have a raft, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then the FBI found the paddle. So
Yeah.
it could have been one of the paddles, and they could have still survived with just one paddle, or even if they, they couldn't maintain, or like they dropped into the sea, the raft would probably still work and they would probably be holding on to it. Or maybe it was too strong, whether there's like a typhoon or whatever. But I would say like unlikely. If they try hard enough, they would still like land somewhere. Probably not where the FBI's could, logically pinpoint, because
Hmm.
there's many cases where it's just like the actual results are like far from what people expected, or far from, what people investigated to actually result in. So, they probably found their own plot twist, and then I'm not sure by, it was originally four people. There was Ellen West as well. He was supposed to be like the fourth horseman, but they betrayed him because he was late. So I'm not sure if the brothers betrayed Morris, maybe, and then they tried to help each other, or one of the brothers was like, making up troubles, and then Morris and either one of the brothers was helping each other instead. So in terms of this, I don't think I'm not sure actually. They might have survived. They actually might have survived because like all that plan, the raft, the vests as well. Like I don't think it's as I don't think it's as bad as the Titanic, because I don't think the water was that cold either. So it probably just windy, or maybe they got swept
But
ashore.
that day, Pes. If you
Yeah,
see crossing the bay, there were strong currents that day and frigid bay water, and like
true. But what if
three
they
men.
were following the wind? It could have been in their advantage.
Even though with following the wind, the current is strong enough to wipe off their raft, right? And like the odds were like clearly against them. So
No, if
it
you
is pretty
follow,
sick. It is
yeah,
it is pretty sick. Like as you said, if they made it off the shore and fooled the FBI when the FBI was on a frenzy, like their pictures were plastered over everywhere, they were able to get in somewhere. Maybe they had informants outside. Like I'm not sure. Like the guys were so cunning that they made up this whole plan just to escape the prison. I'm pretty sure they made a plan when they escaped and got into land, right? By not getting detected and whatnot. Maybe, who knows? So yeah, but if they did that, then holy shit, they are smart.
I think they survive, or at least one of them survive,
I don't
because
think
like
any of them survived.
the ingenious plan, and I'm just saying this based on it, like if they actually followed the waves and the wind, regardless of the currents, bro, fucking daredevil surfers could survive waves
Yeah,
without any raft, without any vest at all.
they are surfers for a
Yeah,
reason.
and these guys probably could swim. Because even if they can't, there's a vest and there's a raft that could help them in any way if they ever dropped into the water. And even
Well,
if
a
like if they
man-made
were
vest.
helping each other, there are real stories where people are stranded in the water for so long. Probably like a ferry picked them up or they followed the ship. Maybe, who knows? A passing by ship that didn't see them and then they followed.
Well, as of right now, Pes's theory is that, and my theory is of mine as well. So if they survive, damn, GG, bro. They are smart. If they, I don't know about the ferry situation. I might need to do some more research and find out if there was an actual ferry passing by because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that the FBI conducted a lot of searches, right? If there was ferries, they would like stop everything because if I could remember, right, they, what's it called? They halted a lot of, what's it called, boats and everything back in the days to like
maybe there was
see.
like a
So
dock or something.
maybe they escaped somehow, but like kudos to them. Like their faces were plastered over everywhere, nationwide, and they were still able to escape, and that was amazing. If they actually got by
Exactly.
land, if they actually reached land.
The escape of Frank Sinatra.
Yes, sir. And that, boys and ladies and gentlemen, that's our first ever major case, which is the Alcatraz prison escape. Let me change up the music for a bit. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode of Hito Nasu, the Night Corner series, which will be continuing more often than not. We have a lot of cases lined up. Like, legit, we have some high profile cases lined up, including some horror stuff as well. We need to get into the horror stuff as well because I'm itching to get into that as well. But yeah, thank you guys for still sticking with us through all these times. Thank you for all the messages that I've got. I need to say this as well. Thank you for all the messages I've got during the absent times. And thank you for people that were understanding of why there was a hiatus. And but guess what? We back, baby. It's about to get real, bro. And I'm sorry if what's it called? I was coughing throughout the whole time. I'm not at the what's it called? I'm having a bit of cough as well. So if that what's it called messed up my reading, I'm really sorry for that in advance. But it won't happen the next time. I assure you. Best you have any final goodbyes?
Uh, well, uh, hopefully we're gonna continue in this path or like in this road where we can, mainly focus on, and then it's actually good to be, doing this again after a few rough months, I would say. And like you said earlier, uh, like KSI Ring Rust, definitely not doing this for a bit amount of time. It just I kind of like leveled down a little bit. So hopefully we
Same.
can reconcile from this new path that we're taking. Well, not really new, but like
Right.
more firmed and settled
Focused
path that
path.
we chose. Yeah.
Basically. Let's go.
So yeah, hopefully hopefully it's gonna be worth it. Hopefully it's gonna be more enjoyable, and then hopefully we're gonna get better and better. And thank you so much for everybody who's still here listening to this, especially you who's listening to the end. I appreciate you. We both appreciate you.
Yes,
Thank you so
sir.
much for your
Thank you.
support.
Thank you. Well, without further ado, from Hito Nasu, the Night Corner Boys, to everyone listening, say with me in 3, 2, 1.
Stay
Stay
goated.
goated. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.